So the first couple of questions are more personable and they're going to be more about yourself. So what does food mean to you, first of all? What does it do for you?
So food is genuinely one of the things that makes me the happiest. I'm a big time comfort eater, and I spend all my spare time when I have it cooking food and eating food. My mum brought me up cooking food and learning how to cook, like cooking everything from scratch. And I feel it's massively comforting. And I think it is for most people when you're having a really good meal. It just makes you happy. And I think another aspect of food is, for me, I really love cooking and being able to share it with people. I'm not a professional chef, but I love inviting people around, and it's the social aspect of you all come around and you huddle around and you all have a really good meal, and it's like you're laughing and chatting, and it's everything that comes with cooking and food and eating that, I'm very passionate about
so
food.
on one hand, you'd say therapeutic.
Oh, 100%. So I really struggle to turn off. So last night, for example, I finished work, and all I did was I finished work, I went upstairs, I carried on working, and I couldn't get to sleep. But I know the moment I start cooking, everything else is gone. There's nothing else in my head, I'm just cooking about what I need to do next.
So what would you say is your favourite meal to cook? Like top of the head, like one
oh my Christ. I really enjoy making really intricate food. So like tacos is a new thing that I've started making. So like make everything myself, like make the tortillas from fresh, loads of like fresh, nice salsas, and a Sunday roast, just because there's so many components of it, and it's just good. It's just like really good comfort food, not good for you at all, but it just makes you feel so good.
So what are two seasonings that you can't like live without when it comes to cooking and you need to like use?
So seasoning, so like I'll say one seasoning, I group it together, salt and pepper, because a lot of people that cook for me don't season their food, and because they know I work in this industry, they're always like, is it okay? I'm just like, put some salt and pepper in it, please. And then next, I'd probably say garlic. A hell of a lot of garlic I use in all my food, just because I learned how to cook. I've been a chef before, I learned how to cook in an Italian restaurant, and salt, pepper and garlic are like the main, they put that in everything.
I was just going to say, so that's your favourite meal. On the other hand, what food do you cook the most?
I cook,
that frequency?
So I cook typically quite healthy food, because so things like, I say stir fry, it's not the healthiest, but it's quick and healthy-ish because it's got a lot of veg, like stuff like poke bowls, one pot stuff that you can just whack everything in, nice and fast, because speed for the most part is what I need to do. Because I spend a lot of time at work, and it has to be healthy because my girlfriend's a personal trainer. So like if I give her something that's not healthy, she's gonna be like, what the fuck's that? Essentially, sorry, I don't know if I'm supposed to swear. I swear a lot. So yeah, but I'll try and like sneak unhealthy things in there, like a bit of fried chicken or like what I can.
So are you more of a sweet or savoury?
Oh, savoury, 100%. I'm not a big sweet guy. I like citrus desserts, and that's sort of it. And it never seems to be on any food menus. So like I will, like if I'm having a big meal, if I'm going out for a meal, I'll have a starter, a main, and then a starter for dessert.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Just because I like eating, I like my food.
Fair enough. And when you usually do eat, do you have to have a drink paired with your meal, or can you just like eat the meal without a drink?
I'll have to be drinking something, but I don't necessarily pick a drink to pair. Like I don't pair a wine with a food.
Okay.
I'll normally, if I'm at home, I'm probably just drinking squash or a beer if I've got a beer in the fridge. That's about it.
What is your favourite drink and favourite alcoholic drink?
My favourite alcoholic drink is, I'm just gonna say like beer generally, because I work in a pub, so like my list of favourite drinks is immense. Did you say favourite drink and alcoholic drink? And soft drink. I just like squash, any flavour. Doesn't really matter. Vimto actually is probably my favourite dilute.
I find it a bit too sweet.
It is very sweet. I have my squash like ridiculously watered down though. Like my missus doesn't let me make squash for her because like you get a hint of it, but that's it.
So it basically tastes like water. like
Yeah,
favourite?
with a hint of Vimto. Yeah.
Okay, when it comes to favourite cuisine, do you have like a particular cuisine that is your favourite?
It honestly it changes. It changes so often based on what recipes I've seen or what I've seen people cook. At the moment, I'm cooking a lot of Japanese food and a lot of Mexican food. So I've just taught myself how to make sushi, and Mexican food is
The tacos.
and Mexican food's just easy. Mexican food is like when I'm feeling a little bit unhealthy. Yeah, because it's a lot of fried cheese and stuff like that.
Have you been to Japan or Mexico before?
I haven't been to neither, unfortunately. I really want to go to Japan. I don't do very well in heat, so I don't see myself going to Mexico anytime soon. But Japan, definitely. Purely for food.
Are you originally from England?
Yeah, from Nottingham.
Okay, so other cultures have actually inspired the way how you cook.
Oh, 100%. So like the reason I love Nottingham so much is because it's such a diverse city. And I don't think I'll ever leave for that reason. There are so many different communities and the sort of food and drink scene has sprung up out of that. It doesn't matter what cuisine you're looking for to eat, you can find it. And and there's just no gaps left anymore. Everything is there.
Fair enough.
So how do you eat? Together with your girlfriend, or do you eat alone?
For the most part, I eat alone because I'm either eating here or she will be at work and I've got home because we have slightly different jobs. But on our days off, like we'll eat together. We won't cook together because she can't cook.
Yeah, and that's what I'm so do you guys like influence each other's meals and what to eat?
She tells me what she wants to eat and then I make that.
Fair enough.
She finds no joy out of cooking. She just does it, so that's why she doesn't do it. Yeah, as a chore. I enjoy doing it, so it makes no sense. Whenever she tries to cook, I'm just over her shoulder. Like, why are you doing that? So there's.
Okay, so do you know what the best sellers on your menu are?
At the moment, it's probably just generally the pizzas. Pizzas. I have to remember the menu. Sorry, it's a different menu to the one that we have in my pub. But they have. It's generally pizzas and wings.
Okay.
Things that you can like share with people. Seems to be because a lot of people.
The website as well. The first thing you see is the pizza
Yeah.
in the oven, and it's very.
I've had one, they're good.
Yeah, they're decent. It's a big deal. I think the company's like big focus on the pizzas, but they are tasty.
And is that a direct link with the community aspect and sharing, and as you say?
It is, yeah. So like what they want to try and promote is for their pubs to be like what's the term? They use the term neighbourhood hangout.
Yeah.
So it is a place that they want you to come with your mates and that maybe split a pizza or stuff like that, and that's why they do focus on the sharing aspect of food.
Okay. So what toppings would you usually go for on a pizza?
Me, so my favourite pizza always makes everyone disgusted. Is I like capers, fresh garlic, anchovies, and olives. Yeah, nobody
I wouldn't be
Nobody would
sharing
eat that.
pizza with you.
It's my favourite pizza. It's like the stinkiest food you can have.
Oh my
I
god.
think I've had tuna on pizza once, and it was
Yeah.
nice. I didn't hate it too bad.
Do you not?
Nice.
I just like I love seafood,
Yeah.
but like it's when I have pizza with my mates when I get to see them, it's a case of I'm not even allowed to sit in the room. Like I'm just in the kitchen with my stinky pizza.
Yeah, because the smells are strong.
Yeah.
If you had to eat seafood forever or meat forever, what would you choose?
Seafood because I don't really eat meat. To be honest, I'm starting to cut it out. Just health and the overwhelming urge from all like the sort of documentaries that you see that it's just not good for you, not good for the planet.
Yeah.
I do eat it every now and again, but seafood 100% I eat a lot of.
Do you have a least favourite food?
I don't like fresh coriander or parsnips. I don't mind ground coriander, it's just,
I don't like parsnips either.
do you not? They're very weird. I think it goes back to when I first had one, I thought it was potato, and I ate it, and I was just like, what the hell is this?
Fair enough. How would you describe the members of the community that you engage with?
So here it seems to be very mixed. I'm going to describe. I don't know the community that well, so I'll tell you what it's like in Nottingham. So in, I guess it is sort of similar here. Everyone seems very friendly, and every sort of community has their eccentric characters. So, for example, next door, but ones that are think it's what's the word? An antique. He's got he's an antique dealer, and he comes in every morning for a coffee, and his name's Crazy Paul. That's how he introduces himself, and like everybody knows like those kinds of people, and I feel like when you initially start a job like this, working with the public, they're the kind of people that you're just like, oh my god, don't come in. But like when you're like fully immersed and this has been your job for a long time, they're the kind of people that just like make your day a bit more interesting. Because like he'll come in like now he'll come in and he'll have a present for you. He met me one time and he came in and I said I like cooking, so he brought me a thermometer that he'd found in like an antique fair. Yeah. Everyone seems relatively friendly. At the moment, people are a little bit wary of going into sort of especially pubs because they're being targeted big time. But we do our best to make people feel comfortable. That's all we can do, really.
And if you want to elaborate on that, just how if you want to, but the COVID and how you feel the government is helping you or not helping you, or because I feel like pubs and bars are a big part of the community, and for them to be like targeted.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's relevant, but I'll start off saying this, that I'm very anti-Tory. I personally think that the government think they're helping the industry, but they're damaging it to the point where it's going to be beyond repair eventually. They're crippling people, and every day there seems to be new rules that will take in our stride and will try and implement, but a lot of the rules aren't. They think they're helping, and in their world everyone seems to tell the truth, but the exception, so for example the exception that you have to be you can be a party of 6 unless you're one household, at which point there's no upper limit because no upper limit's been set. And for me, for a party of 8 to walk in and say we're the same household, there is absolutely no way of me policing that, and I'm walking around stressed to fuck because I can't. They are legally allowed to do that, but somebody else can see them as a party of 8 and report me, and then I can get worst case scenario fired. Because depending on how the company handled it, the financial support makes no sense, because they're telling, it did initially, the furlough was a good scheme, but the new support they seem to have introduced is only introduced for people that are still working part of their hours, but if your business is closed, you haven't got staff working, and because you're not paying anything towards it, they're not paying anything towards it. So like, I'm having a lot of issue with all the staff from the Nottingham pub because they have no money, and the only thing I can tell them is to try and find a job, which is shit, and there's no jobs. It's having a real big impact. This company's quite a large company, so it's not as bad as a lot of independents. A lot of independents are like just not going to recover, and they are going to be shut in a couple of months, and they won't be able to reopen.
It's a shame because the Christmas period is like a big period for pubs.
It is, and there's a lot of people getting really stressed out about it because that's where the general number is in December. You make 30 to 40% of your yearly profit. Yeah.
Do you think part of the issue with the government's rules towards COVID and hospitality is because none of them have any experience in hospitality?
Yeah, so they don't, and they have no idea, and it's no surprise that obviously none of them have ever worked behind a bar or managed a pub, but the issue is they're not asking for advice. I mean, they could easily do that and work with people, or they'd have to. There are so many people I'm sure that would help if asked, but they've not asked.
Totally agree.
On a brighter note, what made you want to actually work in hospitality?
The people, honestly, not just the customers, because like you do meet some people that will properly ruin your day, but they're few and far between. For the most part, like people are just like generally nice. All my friends that I have now I've met through my job. My girlfriend I met through my job. It's a massive social aspect, and I've tried to work out of the industry to see, because it was like, it is, your life becomes your work when you work in this industry. It's not something that you leave behind at 5 o'clock, and I've tried to do things that are 9 to 5s, and I just can't do it. Like mentally, I can't sit at a desk,
Yeah.
having no interaction, staring at a computer. Yeah, it's just being a part of the community.
So why should people visit the Jam Garden?
I think people should visit because the team here, I'll speak to the team first, the team here really care about what they do. They're all the same team that have worked here for a long time. So this place used to be called the Orange Tree. We're not allowed to call it that anymore just because of, well we are, but it's rebranding. We call ourselves the Jam Garden because we're a new company and it runs differently. But the whole team here have been here for years, which is very rare. You normally have very high turnover in pubs, bars, restaurants, for whatever reason, but that's not happened here because the team work together. They all really enjoy working with each other and they work really hard. And they work really hard because they want to give people a good experience and they want people to enjoy their pints in a good, relaxed atmosphere. And I'm the same. Like my job's a bit different, running the business rather than running the pub. But I run the business so people can come in and enjoy themselves. That's all. That's it, really. I just want people to come in and have a good time. Whatever that good time is. Like we're here for anything. Like we're here for even now with all these restrictions, we're still holding events. We've got music. We've held some music events already. Trialled them. They went really well. So we've got one coming up sort of most weeks in the coming weeks. Already sold out apparently, which is no surprise because people are desperate for live music. And that's it. Like I just want to give people a good time, and I enjoy being the host to people that are enjoying themselves.
So what would you say are like the best qualities to have in your line of work?
You have to be incredibly patient. You have to be able to think on your feet, and you have to be able to talk. You have to have the gift of the gab. It's not something you can learn. You can learn everything else about this business, like the numbers side of it. It's easy once you've done it a few times, if you understand what you're doing. But if you are not good at talking to people, you're going to struggle. And some people have it, some people don't. I've hired people that are great at their job, but they really struggle with banter. And you can't teach someone to banter. You just can't. Yeah, it does. You got to have that like natural charm that sort of makes people gravitate towards you. Like you have to say, I'm the kind of person that it doesn't matter how riled up and pissed off somebody is, I can go over and make them feel better about it. Now you need that. Otherwise, you're not going to survive.
Those are all my questions.
Something that you didn't say. What's your best meal? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Breakfast, I think. Yeah, I really enjoy breakfast food.
And what do you usually eat for breakfast?
So it varies. So my classic breakfast when I'm at work is 2 bananas, because it's they give you a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Sometimes 3 bananas. Honestly, I eat a lot of bananas. But my favourite, if I'm at home, it's my day off, I'll make like a veggie fry up. So like I'll have like halloumi, poached eggs, beans, tomatoes, mushrooms, just like a good veggie breakfast. I'm a fan of smashed avocado, like loads of chili and stuff like that.
I'm never awake for breakfast.
Do you not? That's sad. Breakfast is my...
What food do you wish you could cook?
Ooh. I wish I could cook an authentic Indian curry without having to constantly look it up.
Yeah.
Because they're the hard ones.
Definitely.
The amount of spices they have. Everything else I think I can cook, honestly.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Do you think you've tried to cook most cuisines across the world?
Yeah, I've got this. I got given this book years ago. It's about this big, and it's called Cuisines Around the World, and it goes through literally every single country.
And you've tried most of them?
I've done most of them, yeah. Some countries are very similar. I've not cooked anything from America because I know what American food is. But I've been through most of South America, most of Africa, most of Asia. European food's alright. It's a lot the same. It's just here's some boiled potatoes in a stew in it. That's European food. But yeah, I wish I could. Yeah, Indian food's a hard one. Sorry.
What do you do when you eat?
Um,
Not eating, like while you're eating.
So I'm normally watching TV.
Yeah.
I'll like find something to watch on Netflix. If I'm at work and eating, I eat as fast, really fast. I'll probably be replying to emails if I'm at work as I'm eating. But yeah, TV. I'll be watching TV. I'm not a sit at a table person.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, and yes. And I think that's just technology.
Yeah, well, I need something
And
to
that's a
occupy
good
myself.
fact about bars and restaurants that's taken away.
Yeah.
You have to socialise, you have to talk to your friends.
Yeah.
And then you always have people on their phones
Yeah.
saying you're being antisocial.
Yeah.
Like me and my friends, we put all our phones in the middle, and then the first one to take it out has to buy the round.
Oh, really? That's good. That's a good idea.
I'm stealing that.
And then
Yeah.
I know I'm not buying anything because I'm just saving money. I'm like, oh, forget it. Whoever.
Yeah, someone's gonna
I know
pick it
someone
up.
else is gonna pick up
Yeah.
And I got one friend. She just like can't. She's like, oh, that's a message. Like, this
Okay.
is important. let me just. And then I'm like, okay, cool. She's like, all right, I'll pay for the drink.
On your bank card?
Yeah.
This is just off my head. Do you enjoy that it's a restaurant and bar
I do, yeah.
in one?
Running. This is the first pub bar that I've ever worked in. I've primarily worked in restaurants, and it's a lot more casual when you're running a pub. Like I'm wearing slippers right now. I wouldn't be doing that if I was in a restaurant, and I'll probably wear these for the rest of the day when we open as well. Restaurants, people have this attitude, including myself. You walk in and you sort of expect everything to be perfect. And I used to work in like quite a fancy restaurant, and genuinely I hated it because I'm not a fine dining guy. I'm a very casual guy, and you can't. So here, someone came in for a pint and they were having a chat. I'd sit down with them if I had nothing else to do and just have a chat. You can't do that in a restaurant. You can't sit down at somebody's table and have a chat with them because it won't go down. Yeah, and that's it. I think I'm good at this job because I learned how to. This isn't really that relevant, but running a restaurant is more intricate. There's a lot more detail involved. When you come to a pub, it's a bit more slapdash the way you run it and the way because you have a lot more time to do stuff, and yeah, it is generally easier to run. Like if I was running a restaurant, I wouldn't have time to do this because I'd have so much stuff that I had to do. But I've already set up. I don't have anything else to do until we open now. So just reply to emails, I guess, later.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
all right. No worries.
So much
Yeah.
to think about and
And
discuss.
you've been our first interview, so.
Oh, cool. I hope you get some more.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, thank you very much.
It's all right.
honestly don't